Good morning and good evening to the One Piece verse. This is Big D Mike bringing you guys and gals some One Piece stuff. All right. Now, what am I going to be talking to you guys right now? It's quite simple. It's about the One Piece live action adaptation from Netflix. Now, what is it about that particular version of One Piece that I want to get into? Everything else has been talked about, but what I would like to talk about is regarding a certain topic that a YouTuber slash again influencer named Nick from the Weeb Commander, all right, channel. Which, if you want to check him out, he's pretty good. He's an amazing content creator. I subscribe to him via TikTok because he does some One Piece content there, which is great, awesome. So, one thing I want to point out is what he mentioned about our boy Franky. Here, right here. He mentioned that it's quite hard to have, if not impossible, to a huge extent, for a character like Franky to be adapted on a live action stage. Now, would there be a person that would be interested in having a pompadour? Yes. Would there be anyone that would be interested to dye their hair blue? Yes. Wear shades? Yes. Wear a Hawaiian t-shirt? Yes. Wear Speedo all the time? Maybe not. But at the end of the day, if they find someone that will be interested in doing that, that's still plausible. Would that be something that would be appealing to the eye of a lot of people, especially the conservatives? Maybe not. But at the end of the day, is it plausible? Yes. But what's not plausible is Franky's arms. Now, you can say that it can still be done in this day and age. Yes, absolutely, it can be done. Why would I say that? I watched Popeye, the live action version of Popeye where Robin Williams pretty much played it.
Thanks.
If you haven't, it's there, it's available, it's even on YouTube. Robin Williams portrayed as Popeye. Now, other than that, he had the arms. He literally had the arms. Now, if that's not something that you're interested to see, if that's something that's too far up your alley to be locked into reality, I have a solution. I have a very simple solution. But we'll first take it to where Franky started. Backstory time. Franky tried to save Tom. Franky, you know what happened next? Got railroaded by a freaking train. Yeah, forgot about that. That happened to him. He got run over by a train and he had to operate on himself, by himself, on a ghost ship that's full of scraps, and then was able to kind of build himself a new body. Now, we can take it like that to an extent, absolutely. But let's say he was just able to operate on himself and add some mechanical stuff as an engineer, just to a certain degree so that he can live. Just for him to be able to live until he was able to get back to civilization, and then some doctors were able to operate on him, and maybe this is where it gets dark, get some prosthetics. You got prosthetic legs, you got prosthetic arms. Because if you think about it, do you really think that Franky, pre-time skip, still has his original arms and legs? Absolutely not. That's impossible. You've seen what he can do with his arms. He literally detached them. He turned them, twisted them, and there's a cannon inside. Those are not his original arms. He lost his limbs. The prosthetics are definitely a possibility there. Now, for him to have prosthetics is not enough for him to be able to use his skills and abilities. Absolutely not. How can he do that? But first, first he should be able to change his prosthetics for something that would be a lot more super. right? A lot more super for his taste. But it doesn't mean that it has to be Popeye-esque arms. It doesn't. What can be Popeye-esque is a freaking mech suit.
But now you have my attention.
Now, it's not plausible and it's not far off in reality that someone can make a mech suit. Right? It doesn't need to be grandiose. It does make sense, and people has made them. Okay. On this situation, it is a fantasy setting, so they can do whatever they want with it. Right? It is a fantasy setting. Do recognize that One Piece is a fantasy story. Some booktubers, just like Daniel and Murphy, would say it's an epic fantasy. One Piece is an epic fantasy. Right? So it's not far off for a mech suit built by the shipwright of the Straw Hat Pirates to be able to have a grandiose steampunk-esque mech suit. Now, should it be like a full-on mech suit where he's towering every single person in the One Piece world? It doesn't need to be, but technically speaking, he does tower almost every single person in the crew and every normal-sized person in the verse. But if you don't want him to be like that, it's fine. He can just pretty much have a suit that he just uses so that he can dismantle ships and fight. Now, what kind of mech suit am I thinking? I can think of some other options like an Iron Man-esque suit.
My turn.
Or a Kamen Rider-esque suit. If you are watching Kamen Rider for a long time, you would have seen suits from Kamen Rider where they have huge gigantic arms and hands. They exist. They can be done. So let's say that Franky was able to make like a modified steampunk-esque suit, right? That connects from his torso up to his pelvis only. Let's just say that that is the case. And everything else that works on that suit is the arms. Those are the ones that are big for Franky, post and pre-time skip. It's the arms that have all the weapons. It's the arms that does all the work. That's where his power is, right? Weapons left, beams left, strong right, coup de burst. That's where coup de burst comes from, right? Everything else, maybe a chest cannon, flamethrower, chest something, it can happen. It's possible. It's something that the One Piece live action adaptation can do. It doesn't mean that Franky has to spew nails. It doesn't mean that Franky has to spew fire. It doesn't need to be. It can be done by his arms or by his suit alone. Because why? Because what Netflix can do is they can focus on what Franky is in his core. And what is it? He's an engineer. He's a guy that builds stuff. He can make a pre-time skip version of what his post-time skip would look like. Just weaker and probably a lot smaller. It can happen. It can be done. Does it need to be 3D? No, it doesn't. Again, they can make a suit. Netflix themselves can make a suit. Do they have the budget? Maybe. Again, I'm not the one who's giving them the budget, guys. Okay? Not you, not me. Pretty much it's all of us in a collective can maybe give them the budget if we watch the show, right? But again, this is a far off thing because I can only see that Franky would show up on Water 7 Saga. And Water 7 Saga can potentially be a season 4. It's not going to be a season 1. It's not going to be a season 2. It's not going to be a season 3. It's going to be a season 4. East Blue, Alabasta, Skypiea, and then Water 7. So, if that is what you might want to see, put it in the comment section down below. I would like to hear you. I would like to hear your thoughts on the potential situation or ways that Franky could, be on a live action setting. It's free. Just type it in the comment section down below. I would like to talk to you guys more. And at the same time, we could probably have an idea how can they make Chopper in live action without making him look like an Ewok.
出航だ